England have become the fourth team to pack their bags back home at the quarter-final level. They've not been able to progress to the semi-finale. After Chiomini scored in the 7th minute, it was really a very hard shot that was really beautiful, directed in the back of the net. Obviously, Harry Kane pulled one back to level the game at the 54th minute. Olivier Giroud went in for a header after a very beautiful cross in by Antonio Griezmann. Then England had another chance to pull it back to level the game through a penalty that was conceded by France for Theo Fernandez's foul on Mason Mount, but they couldn't really pull it into the back of the net. It went over the bar, and that failed England to really level the game. Maybe to see to it that they go to the extra time and tussle it out there. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? England have been knocked out by France, and France, who are the defending champions of the World Cup of 2018, and now through to the semi-final to face Morocco, a team that stand Portugal, that was knocked out by 1-0, and Morocco is now going to be playing France on the Wednesday of next week. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, that's the place to be. After subscribing, hit the notification bell. That will enable you get notified every time I upload a video onto this channel. Now, I have a little bit of photos and footage that really took place into that game of football that I really want to come out and really show you. In the 11th minute, Olivier Giroud came close to putting France into the lead after Griezmann and Dembele were beginning to cause England some serious problems down the right. They combined together and later crossed for Giroud, who had a twist in mid-air to send a header straight at Pickford, an easy claim. But it shows you that Giroud was really deadly, and he was really a man who was going to go ahead and really hurt a team which goes by names of England, because the way you look, if at all you watch this moment very well, he really did a step back and then had a little neck power onto the ball that was crossed in by Dembele, but obviously he found himself onto the goal of England, but Pickford was well much positioned and couldn't allow that ball to go into the back of the net. Then after that, obviously in the 17th minute, as you see, Chiomini really went in for a stunning quality of the strike, but will feel aggrieved because Bukayo Saka looked being fouled in the build-up. Obviously, Bukayo Saka was fouled in the build-up, but no one will want to hear that because Chiomini went in for beauty. And you know, nowadays in the World Cup, there are no easy calls, guys. No easy calls that are really being made at the World Cup. If you are really fouled, it needs to be really a very good foul that everyone is looking at and confirming that it's a foul. And VAR never did a rewatch for that because there was no need for that to happen, because there are serious fouls that they let be into the game as the build-up was happening. But Chiomini's effort was really well. That stunning shot from the edge of the 18-yard box area saw him really hit it until he really put it at the back of the net. And obviously, Jermaine Pickford couldn't go out and really put in a save for England. Look at how far he sent it, and the goalkeeper couldn't do the needful to go on and really save that effort that was really coming in from Chiomini, who later led to the penalty of a team which goes by names of England that Harry Kane scored in the 54th minute. So that is the effort, and that's how wide the shot was from the reach of Jan Pickford, and obviously that outburst coming in from Chiomini found itself into the back of the net. That dispatch was really great, and look at him trying to look at the ball into the back of the net, and they went into celebration. Obviously, in the 17th minute, England was behind by 1-0, and obviously it started getting ugly in the 17th minute. Then later, around like 10-15 minutes later, when England was trailing behind by 1-0, this was a call. I believe this was a foul, and amidst everything that people say that it was a cheap foul, but he had gone past Upamecano, and Upamecano really fouled him and brought him down. I believe a call would have been made. Whether a free kick or a penalty, it doesn't concern me, but what concerns me is all about Harry Kane being brought down. He was brought down, and obviously he has been the most lively player of England on the field of play. And if I told you to rate the English players, I think he gets the better rating than any of all these other players on the field of play. Though at the end he ruined it because he had everything to gain the hails from all the English fans all over the world, but obviously Harry Kane failed himself to get the required hail as the captain of England. But I believe this was a foul, and although people say it's not a penalty, all right, but I believe it was a foul, and I believe a foul has to be really given. Whether a free kick, it had to be given. That's it, because they are saying he was fouled outside the nearest box area, and this is his foot. But Upper Macano's foot is in the box yards area, and he is fouling the calf of Harry Kane, which is the nearest box area. I believe the call of England is really viable. And it stands. That's according to me. It really stands, but obviously it was not given. But Harry Kane never stopped. He went in for another effort towards the 40th minute. I think it was the 35th minute, towards the goal of France, but Hugo Lloris went ahead to save it. This is how he saved it, and England kept pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. But the build-up is really immense for France, that they know how to manage the game. Everything that was done in this game of football was known as total game management, because England did the best they did, but France really were so much clinical, as you are going to see. Now, after that, we headed into the second half. The first half climaxed when England was trailing by 1-0. France was leading, courtesy of that beautifully dispatched shot of Tchouaméni outside the Tinner's box area of France. Tchouaméni, the goal scorer, went ugly on Bukayo Saka, and obviously the penalty was given in the 54th minute, and he was made a bit wait in the FU, and the dispatch was really emphatic, and obviously the referee had not even to go on and look at the VAR. This was evident. He almost committed the foul in the reach of the referee's eye, and the referee pointed at the spot, and Bukayo Saka was brought down. Harry Kane went ahead to dispatch it very well, and it went into the back of the net. Harry Kane was made to wait to take it, but that didn't worry England's captain. It was emphatic. What a huge moment. Lloris tries to second-guess Kane. The disguise was symptomous. He sends him the wrong way, and obviously puts it into the mid left corner to make it 1-1 for France in the 54th minute. You see, it was really dispatched very well, and Harry Kane leveled Wayne Rooney's all-time England goal scorer in the national team. So you see how he dispatched it very well. Harry Kane went for that effort, and obviously he put it at the back of the net. Now, after that effort of Harry Kane, England continued to press, but obviously France went ahead to do the needful. Minutes after Pickford saving a one from Giroud, England had to concede a second one in the 78th minute. Olivier Giroud directed that header of Harry Maguire into the back of the net, and Jamie Pickford couldn't save England. It was way far from the reach of the English goalkeeper, Jermaine Pickford, to save the Three Lions from conceding this one. This resulted into a corner that was really broad, and England cleared the corner halfway. The balls worked left to Griezmann, who powerfully curls towards the near post at the mid-height. Giroud gets in ahead of Harry Maguire, and though he doesn't make perfect contact, smashes a header into the back bottom left. That is Giroud for you, making it 2-1 for France. And I believe there was really some slowness in Harry Maguire to track Giroud, because you know that Giroud's most deadliest effort is on his head. Although he has scored stunners using his foot, but I don't believe that a foot had something to do in this game of football for Olivier Giroud. It was all about the near post and running near the near post and really smashing that ball in the back of the net. And Harry Maguire went in just a second late to find the ball that Giroud was really heading the back of the net, struck a little bit onto his head, and obviously went to the back of the net. The fact is, it came off Harry Maguire, and it made it hard for Pickford to go in for it. And obviously, that was really the moment that really made this game a different game of football altogether, and England conceded the goal that saw them being knocked out of the World Cup. Then after that effort, we had a penalty given to England in the 84th minute, and obviously Harry Kane went for it over the bar. His effort was not on target, and obviously he dispatched it poorly to remind us what Beckham did in the Euros of 2004 when he really took a penalty and it went into the stands of the fans. Now, this was a foul of Theo Fernandez on Mason Mount. The referee at first said no. VAR went in for it and awarded the penalty because there was a very huge contact on Mason Mount. He gave it and Harry Kane went for it and he hit it over the bar. See where the ball went. That is what Harry Kane did. And obviously denied France a chance to go out and really compete. Denied England a chance to go out and go into the round of 16, extra time that would have resulted into something else in favor of a team which goes by the names of England. That was how the game of football really went. But kudos to players like Bukayo Saka. He really put in a very outstanding game. He was electric, more than even Kylian Mbappe. Mbappe came in through, but he was not a threat. I think he only broke off Kyle Walker, I think, twice. And only one was really a threat because he really did a cutback into the 18 yards box area of England, but it was really cleared very well and obviously never caused the havoc for the English national team. But players like Declan Rice, good game, Bukayo Saka, Phil Foden, and I believe it was a bad move to take off Phil Foden because looked like when Phil Foden was off, they had no player to do the hold-up play in the final third. That's it, because he was really doing that job very well. To me, I believe they were supposed to take off Jordan Henderson, bring on Marcus Rashford. You get? Marcus Rashford was supposed to be playing off the left, leave Bukayo Saka playing off the right. Then you let Phil Foden play ahead of the double pivot of Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. I think England had a chance because neutralization was done on Kylian Mbappe by Kyle Walker. Obviously, Declan Rice failed Griezmann to act into the central axis, and all of those assists that you saw of Griezmann, they were from the wide areas. He wiped in a very good cross in the second half that Giroud directed into the back of the net. That's it. But the rest of the game management was great. Luke Shaw was really great. He got Ousmane Dembele in his pocket, but obviously England just lacked that final third 1 second patience pass. That's it, because they had all what it needed to do this game and win it. That's it. But the problem came in later when a player known as Phil Foden was taken off the field of play, because all the magic that Phil Foden was doing is really incredible and he wouldn't have been stopped according to me. But obviously he's really a very good player, obviously, and the manager of England will regret taking him off the field of play because when he took him off the field of play, magic failed to happen. I don't believe in Mason Mount. However much won them a penalty, but I believe Phil Foden would have done better in the central axis of the midfield, according to me. So I believe it required a Phil Foden dispatch to go on the field of play to keep him on, because in this French side, you just needed technically gifted players on the field of play, especially in the midfield. If at all you had Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, and a player in the names of Phil Foden, those three are enough to destroy that midfield of France, because England won all the midfield battles. They won all of the midfield battles, especially when Phil Foden could cut inside and almost look like was playing a free role for England, because he could thrive to the left, center, right, and obviously that's what the boy went ahead to do in the game of football, and that is a player in the names of Phil Foden. I believe it was a mistake to retake him on the field of play, but obviously also France came on with a very good plan. They knew that they couldn't go toe-to-toe with England. What they did was get a goal, sit back. When they leveled, they also went in for another effort. They got a second goal and they sat back. That's it. And obviously France has been playing like that. Even that's how they won the World Cup of 2018. And they're going to face Morocco in the semi-finals, a match that is going to play on Wednesday. And let's wait and see what is going to be happening in that game of football. But there are some amazing stats that really appeared in this game of football as England took on France. Obviously, England had 16 shots, France had 8. Out of the 16 shots, England had half of them on target. That is great, 8, but they failed to score a second goal. France had 8 and they had 5 shots on target. It shows you how clinical the team of France is. Out of the 5, 2 went into the back of the net. 58% ball possession by England, 42% ball possession by France, 503 passes completed by England, 378 passes completed by France. It shows you that France left the ball for England and England had the ball. That's why I told you that you needed a Phil Foden, because you knew that you were having the possession and they had surrendered it to you. Then you needed players who are really good at playing that ball. And I see no reason as to why Sterling was brought on, because he has been having issues. Bring on Rashford, keep Saka on the field of play, keep Foden in the field, and then see how magic is going to happen for the English national team. Then 1 yellow card to England, 3 to France, 0 red cards to both sides, 1 offside to England and 2 to France, 5 corners by England, 2 to a side which goes by names of France. All in all, Gareth Southgate today put up a very good display, and I don't believe that there is going to be any fan of England that is going to be calling for the sacking of this guy. The reason as to why they are calling for the sacking of this guy is that they never went in. He never went in to select Phil Foden in that game of USA where they needed him. And ever since he brought him on in the game of Wales, Phil Foden has been a starter in all the English games that they played. And obviously, he has been a very good player. And there is no way you tell me that in that English team, you take off Phil Foden. Jude Bellingham, Phil Foden are constants because they give you something extra that none of the English players is going to give you. And they have that killer instinct because, you know, when they get the ball in the final third, they can craft something out of nothing. But Mason Mount, he had the first touch he got on the ball, he had close like were they how many meters ahead of him and the defender was far away from him. Instead of taking the ball to the defender, he decided to go all out and go for a shot. And that's really insane. You can't win World Cups when you're having players of that mentality. You need to be having players who can decide in tight decisions. That's it. You need players of exquisite composure. Like you saw Griezmann. That pass that he comes in through, he got it from Chomini. He took his time, laid it in at the near post, and obviously dispatched very well into the back of the net by Giroud. So that's what wins the World Cup. Experience is really great. That's why I believe that we might see France versus Argentina in the final. Because when you look at Morocco, I believe in Morocco, they are going to make it hard for them to score. But I believe they might make mistakes because France is having an Olivier Giroud, of which will get a chance or a header and obviously bury that ball in the back of the net. With all due respect to Morocco, that they have not conceded a goal from their opponent, apart from them conceding an own goal, I believe France can really tear them down. But obviously, they can also tear down France, I'm telling you, because Tunisia came in and tore France down. So I believe England had everything to win this game of football, but I believe some small details were really not put onto paper very well that really stopped a team of England to go on and do the needful. I believe Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden were supposed to be the match winners. That's it. So thank you guys for watching in through. Tell me what you think about the game of football. For the substitutions, they brought on Mason Mount, Rashford, Jack Grealish, Sterling. To me, I believe the first option in that game of football was supposed to be Rashford when England was looking for goal. Get Phil Foden into the central attack midfield area. Rice playing a pivot with Bellingham, and then go for a win because France had shown you that we've respected you, but we just want to go on and utilize on moments because France's game is all about moments. They cannot come out and control the game of football. They give the control to you, but they're having moments to capitalize because of them being clinical more than what you are in there for you. So for France, they brought on, I think they only brought on, they only brought on this Bayern guy, Coleman, for Ousmane Dembele. And those were the only players that really came on through to do the needful. So guys, the refereeing, I think, He had a very good game, though some calls were really not called for and other nitty-gritties were really called for. But obviously, I can rate him as one of the best referees in this game of football. So my man of the match today, obviously, I believe it's Olivia. I think it's Griezmann. Griezmann, 2 assists, controlling that midfield. I really like his composure on the ball, and he really has that killer instinct again in him. He has now, so far, 28 assists. He is the most French player that has gone ahead to create more assists for his national team. And France are really going to find it hard to get a replacement for this player because he's a different French player altogether. If you're told to get another French player that plays like Griezmann, it's hard to get one. So I 100% believe he's going to be one of those that is going to do the needful for the French team when they're playing a team which goes by names of Morocco. But kudos to England. Your efforts have ended there. Players are going back to their respective national team, and let's wait and see what is going to happen. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokani David is my name, and let's keep it. And let's keep it this channel because you guys are always great to see to it that you go all out and show us the love, and don't forget to subscribe. I hand you over to the Almighty Lord protect you abundantly. I'm out, but England has been knocked out by France. England won, France 2. France progressed to the semi-final, and England pack their bags back home.